So now we're going to the Savoie in France, which is really fun because it's actually not that common to see wines from the Savoie exported, and that's not because they don't make amazing wines. They do. If you don't know that region, it's like where Mont Blanc is and Chamonix, and just picture like the most gorgeous après-ski ever, and that's this region. So the majority of what they produce, which is not a ton, is normally consumed there. So it's so fun when we're able to get the wines that you would normally ski down and drink and have them here. So actually, in that regard, I'm making this video in the summer, but I could totally see this wine now. I just want to have it with fondue, but that's just because of the context of me knowing where it's from. Though having had this wine before, would be good with fondue. Wood cellar, just saying. But let's begin from the beginning. So it's a little bit. Oh, I lost my son. So the color is still quite light, but I would say it's honestly pretty hard for me to tell. But it definitely has some extraction. It's more like towards the gold, I guess I would say. And I know this is like kind of WSETI or whatever, but that's just the way my brain thinks sometimes. I get really nerdy on these. So on the nose, it's got a lot going on, but it is not super aromatic, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like I'm smelling things from up here, but when you get in there, wow, there's a lot there. So let's just dissect it from the top of the glass to the bottom. So at the top, I'm getting like fresher notes, like white flowers, like the simple white flowers, if that makes sense. I don't know what those are called, daisies maybe or something. And then it also smells like, it's not chalky, but like rocky. Again, like I don't eat rocks, so I don't know exactly what it is, but it certainly has this like minerality of like wet gravel or something like that. And I'm only getting that at the top. So then when you start going to the bottom, that's when it's like there's all this like, I would say lychee or like just generally like stone fruit and maybe even like tropical fruit, which was surprising to me. That's not what I was expecting to get off of this. And, there's like your typical apple and lemon there too, but that's a lot. That's a big list, and we haven't even tried it yet. So let's drink it. Okay, now I just want fondue. So it is really round, has this lovely mouthfeel, and yet it's still light, but it lingers for a really long time. Like the finish is quite long. And I know that only 20% of the grapes went through malolactic fermentation. So it's creamy, but it's not that creamy, or it's not as creamy as it could have been. Like if all of them had, that would have been a lot. I think that they probably did that to help it retain its freshness, because it still tastes really fresh, even though, it really does coat your mouth and stay there in a way that is good. So let's go back and visit the fruit. Yeah, this is nice. I love this thing. So it could definitely, like, I like this one, but I like it as it is now. I would think it could age for a while. Like I'm thinking I've poured on this one, so I can't age it forever, but I am gonna save this one until at least the winter because I love it. And I think that it would just do amazing with fondue. So if you have a cellar, that's my number one recommendation. But if you want to enjoy it now, in the summer months, it would obviously go great with a cheese board, because what is fondue if not basically just a melted cheese board? And if you like had it chilled, I would put it with like salmon dinners, anything. Like if you're gonna have like a creme fraiche to it, if you're gonna add like creme fraiche to really like any lighter meat, or if you have it as a side with something, this is gonna be like so good with that. Honestly, even pasta, I think it could do well with, like, again, like coming back to the creme fraiche, like the what's that one called? Carbonara would be so good with this. It's creamy, and if you match the creaminess in the meal anywhere that you have it, it's going to do really well. Again, do what you want. This is just my like professional advice, but I obviously drink wines at all the wrong times with all the wrong things, and I love it all the way. There are no rules, but if you're really looking for like it to really speak to you the most, do fondue or do it with something with cream in it. So enjoy.